Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another SOP live production. Tonight, air power and you. And no, I'm not talking about the air that comes out your derriere after you've eaten a can of beans. That being said, let's say hello to our guests. We've got Crazy Uncle Al, Bullfrog 79. And we've got Gil from Gray Man Prepping and Camp Family Compound. And of course, you have me. I see two people hiding out there. Uh-oh. Did somebody not get the memo? Did you guys not get the memos?
Okay, CB is here as well.
Yep. Hello, CB.
And
it's probably Steve lurking in the background.
Nah, Steve don't lurk here.
Got 3 watching now, so someone else just hopped in here.
Hello. Speak up. Can't hear you if you're quiet. Can't get started till we got at least 5 people here.
Got Howie here.
Howie's here. 4 now watching.
Hello, Howie. Good evening. Sorry, the StreamYard chat's taking an extra second to catch up.
Yeah. Oh, we got 5 watching, 3 thumbs up.
Yay!
The like button, please, guys.
Shady Hill, good evening.
Yeah,
we're up to 6.
I'm being healthy right now.
That looks like target practice to me. Ms. Nina, good evening.
Hey.
See, Miss Nina, this could be a good subject for you and the boy down there. Of course, using an air pump will be extremely excruciating, but I have a solution for outside of lack of power. I just haven't pulled it up yet, but I will. Give it a few more moments here. Oh, we lost somebody. We were at 6, now we're down to 5.
Uh-oh.
They seen the air power and they probably thought I was talking about a can of beans. Nope, no beans. Give it another moment or 2 here. We'll just go ahead and get started.
We're back to 6 again.
Yay. I jump up and down, but I don't want to make my monitors fall over. All right. We'll go ahead and get started here. We're at a few minutes in here, 4 minutes in. So, air guns, they've been around a minute. A lot of people seem to think that pre-charged pneumatics or CO2 guns, they haven't been around that long. But in all honesty, they've actually been around, as you can see right over here. Where was it? Early as the 16th century, which would be the 1500s.
Yep.
Okay. Some of the older stuff, I'm not going to go digging around the web. If you guys want, just type in air gun and pull up the Wikipedia, and it'll give you a decent history of it. And you'll be able to find out some pretty cool information. Let's see. This is one of the original ones from the early 1800s.
Yep.
This was a pre-charged pneumatic rifle. And look at the length of that barrel. That was pretty flippin' accurate.
Now, folks, it has a long history. Because, go ahead, Dave.
No, Gil's going to say something.
So I was just saying hi to Texas Rob, who just came in.
Oh, hey, Texas.
Oh, hey, Texas Rob. It has a long history because Leonardo da Vinci was working on a spring-powered, that's a bellow clockwork-driven air gun. And he was from the 1500s, right, Dave?
Something like that. Let's see. There are different varieties of spring and compressed air, which we will get over. Emits. But like I said, if you want to learn more on the history of air-powered pews, type in air gun, and it'll bring up one of the very first things it'll show is the Wikipedia site. Go ahead and click on that, and it'll give you a great history. And when you want to get into air power like this, you definitely want to understand the history of it, That way you can make a better informed decision on your purchase. And there is a plethora of information as far as what all is available. We're going to be talking about this pre-charged pneumatics mainly this evening, and their relevance to you in a grid down situation. So I will get into the subtle nuances as we get into these things. We're going to go ahead and drop that one. Now, I was given permission from the gentleman from this, I can't speak this evening, from this website to go ahead and show this content. So this is from Survival AirGuns. This is a smaller company. They're not a boutique company per se, but they do have some of the best stuff available. AEA right now holds the most powerful PCP rifle there is. Okay. AEA is one of the top. They are a boutique gun. And it comes with a pretty hefty price tag. That being said, we'll go over some more affordable, shall we say, options a little bit later. But, excuse me, sorry. Air guns for self-defense. As I said in my other video, the little 25 cal I've got is not the same as your grandpa's air gun or BB gun, pellet gun, whatever he had. Highly more powerful. What's that, Gil?
You don't want me to show my pellet gun.
I've got mine right there.
Yeah.
It's not a Red Ryder, folks.
No. And we're not talking.
It's not one of these.
No, not a Benjamin.
Benjamin has some pretty good offerings. Don't let the name fool you.
Yeah.
I don't remember if sound's going to translate. We're not going to do, because that's a full auto test on a PCP. We're not worried about that. That's the 35 cal versus car door. Let's just say the car door doesn't make it, folks. The car door is DOA. The AEA Terminator, it terminates things. This was a 72 cal. It obliterated the target. As you can see, it's just a mess. I'm not going to go play in these because I don't want to get hit. But here's the information that y'all might want to see. And this is under their blog. So if you go to AirGuns, I do believe I put a link in the description below for Survival AirGuns. If you scroll down near the bottom, you'll see one that says blog. Click on that and you'll be able to find this information there as well. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, it's in the description.
Yeah, Rob, right. Slightly more powerful. You'll have less of a headache. It'll take out your skull. Anywho, your standard airsoft pellet, for like the thing the kids get to play with, is 1 foot-pound of energy. A regular CO2 BB pistol is 2 foot-pounds energy. Now, for reference, this one right here is a spring power. It is less than 1 foot-pound of energy. It's a spring power, so it ain't got much at all. That's it. Knock everything over. Let's get back to my notes. 68 cal. Now, I don't have it pulled up. I will show it a little bit later. There is a double barrel from Umarex. It looks like a double barrel sawed-off shotgun. It has approximately the same as this, 9.5 foot-pounds energy, making it good for home defense. Similar to this one, which I've already done a review on. And I'm going to put it down here for now. I don't feel like tripping over everything. But that's the Umarex 50 cal. Great for home defense with pepper balls or the rubber steel reinforced balls. It will break skin. So it's not something to be toyed with or played with. And that's just in the 7 Joule. And Gil reminded me earlier I should bring this up. Dink. 7 joules is approximately 5.1 foot-pounds of energy. Doesn't sound like much until you get hit with it.
Then you cry like a baby.
Pardon?
Yeah, because it's
Then
equal
you cry
to,
like a baby.
right.
Well, depending on where you get hit.
Yeah. And
There are
folks,
YouTube videos. Go ahead, Al.
it's like almost getting hit with a ball, whatchamacallit?
Ball peen hammer.
Peen hammer. Yeah.
Yep. Now, your average paintball marker, which you're running around 11 to 12 joules, is about 10 foot-pounds energy. And if you've ever been hit with a paintball, you know it will leave marks. Paintballs go splat when hit. Rubber, steel, reinforced balls do not go splat. They kind of push in a little harder. You're good, Miss Nina. You're only as old as you feel.
A nice thing about air guns, they don't have that massive recoil as a regular one.
Or sound. We'll get into that in a little bit. So as you can see here, 25 cal semi-automatic pistol, which is not as powerful as the little one I've got sitting right there. That's at 19 foot-pounds energy. The AEA Precision, which is slightly better than what I've got. Well, actually a lot better. It's at 30. Mine sits right around 25. Hot Sun Invader, which is the big brother to this one, is at 33.5. They say the human threshold is at 53 foot-pounds of energy. Okay. The Hot Sun Blitz, which is the next one I want to try and pick up. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but it is the next one. I am not worried about getting the full auto. I'm not going to need full auto, although it'd be fun. Right now, the full auto has an issue with it that after a certain amount of fire, full auto fire, it has a prone tendency to fail. I haven't dived all the way into it yet to see if that's a homemade fix that you can fix or if it has to be sent back. If it had something that has to be sent back, then it's not going to be something that's viable in a grid down situation unless you are very mechanically inclined. But it'll crack it. This right here is a very, 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 very dangerous one. And if you look at the name, AEA, I don't know what they do to theirs to make theirs so much better, but whatever they're doing, I wish they'd let me in on the secrets so I can modify that one to do it. Because as you can see, that's 25 cal, same as this one. And that's hitting at 55 FPE.
If you want it, then you can.
Okay. Took care of that one. Here's what the U.S. Army says is that word. We're just not going to say it. Yeah, Mitz has got Texan Air Force 457. Yeah, I don't remember if that's down here or not. I can't remember. It should be somewhere. It's down in this area.
Yeah.
But the AEA Precision Bullpup 25 cal at 80 FPE. So as you can see, folks, without going over any more of it and sounding like a broken record, as you can see, these do make excellent home defense and food gathering options. So don't let, just because it isn't going boom when pull the trigger, doesn't mean it's not a viable option. Now we're going to go over here. They do have some specials, as you can see. More of the high end, shall we say, of the ones that he's got listed on his site right now. This one is the most affordable at $550, and it comes in 25 and 30. We'll go ahead and take a peek at it, and that's at 25. If I was going to do it, I'd want to go with this one at 569, 570. 30 at 10 at AEA, just the cat's meow. So there is a link to these guys below. I'm going to close that one. I'm going to leave that one open. Another place you can go check. Now, if you're going to buy your first one, if you're actually looking to get your very first one, you've done nothing else, but, listen to me, which I'm sorry that you're only listening to me. Please go do some more research, because I don't know everything. I'm not the smartest. I'm going to list a couple other channels that would have you go check out. I'll get to them in a little bit. But Pyramid Air, and there are other places, AirGuns of Arizona, and I don't know, like 8, 9 others that you can check out. But look through Pyramid Air. They've usually got the best selection on the web where you can go look at prices and get an idea of what you're looking at. Right now, this is all pneumatics, and you can get out pretty cheap with an entry level from Beeman. That's the Chief. Let's switch it to this way because it gives more information. There we go. No, I don't need your information. Thank you. Goodbye. Entry level hardwood stock for less than $200. Yes, you have to have a way to fill it. We'll get to that in a minute. Because that's another part of the whole grid down situation. Depending on your budget, you can start scaling up. Now, unfortunately, the one I have is out of stock virtually everywhere. But let's say you say, okay, Dave, I want to get my very first one. I don't care if it's bullpup. I just want to get into something right now. What can I get to get started with? Where I don't have to, I've only got to make 2 purchases: the pellets and the few, not pew, few. I'd go right here. Umarex Origin. This comes with a pump. You will get a workout. There's no doubt in my mind about it. You'll get a workout. I get one, and I've got a pump. I got a 4-stage. This, if I remember correctly, is only a 3-stage, but it is from Umarex, and it is quality equipment. Umarex is very good. They have barrels manufactured overseas. These are top. This is not junk. If you're going to compare this in cars, where your Daisy is your Ford Mustang, this is a Lamborghini. Okay, quality wise, these guys blow Daisy out of the water. If all you've ever had was a Daisy, then this would be like jumping into the ultimate sports car for you.
Right,
Unless
a Ferrari.
you're like Mitsun, who owns an Air Force Texan, then you're looking down at everybody saying, y'all need to grow up. Because Air Force used to hold the most powerful air gun in the world title. Not anymore. AEA does.
Yeah.
But for your very first one, for $350, there is free shipping. Hey, Rider Dust. Yes, you'll get exercise. If you have good credit, you can get it for as low as $32 a month. So if you've got good credit, I would definitely go this route. Let's see. And this is it's out of stock right at the moment, but these guys are pretty good at notifying people when it comes into stock. I would hazard to say within a month this will be back in stock. But with restrictions being lifted and everything going on right now, this was in stock a couple weeks ago. It's no longer in stock.
I have one question, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm used to the older models. Does this have an adapter for pressure tanks or whatchamacallit?
Nope. The second barrel that's under here, look right here. That's your fill port.
So it doesn't have an adapter point.
No, the air tank is built right into the gun.
No, I'm using an air tank. I have a storage air tank, and it's up to about 150 PCI. Can I use an adapter to fill it from that?
No, because your little air tank doesn't have enough pressure.
Okay,
we're talking thousands of PSI for these, not hundreds. Okay, these are registered in bar. As in this, if I remember, let's see if it'll tell me over here in specifications. 3-stage up to 4,500. That's the pump. Okay, 4,500 PSI is that pump. You try putting 4,500 PSI in your little air tank right there, it's going to go boom and take you out with it. Not pleasant.
Nope.
And this is a 22. Huh?
Sorry,
Compressor?
coughing.
No, your standard air compressor isn't going to cut it either.
Okay.
These take very, very. I understand, Nina. That makes a lot of people itch like crazy. Let's see. It should tell somewhere down here. Max fills per shot. You can get 40 shots per fill. I don't see where it says it. I probably missed it. Anyway, that's one option. That is, probably your best option for when it comes into stock. If you want to get something similar, this is the one I also want to try and get. This is the Air Saber, one that shoots arrows. Yeah, that was really fun. But if you're looking for something a little more powerful, you've got a little bit more of a budget. Let's load a few more here. Oh, this one just came in stock because when I was setting this up, this was not on here. This is the big brother to the one I've got. It comes in up to 25 cal. Well, that's why it's showing it now. It's out of stock in 25 cal. 22 is pre-order as well. Oh, it's out of stock all the way around. This is the one with walnut stock. It's pretty. Come on, back up. Thank you. Here's another entry-level one that also comes with a pump. But if you can afford a little bit more, and you're wanting a little bit more of a range, then I'd go with this one. And I would go as high caliber as you can afford, which is this one. This one's out of stock at the moment. 22 caliber will still get you rabbits, squirrels. Yes, Miss Nina, arrows. You want me to go back to that one? I can do that. This is an excellent one. It comes with a scope, so you don't have to worry about buying that because you're going to be able to reach out and touch things. Let's go back to the one Miss Nina requested here. Come on. There we go. Oh, no, that's the Venturi. Never mind. Where'd it go? Numerix Air Saber. It's in stock. And it comes down here. It takes these. Very, very fun. This will take down most North American wildlife for food. Okay. If you're looking to get something that can take down a deer, this one will do it. I've seen a lot of videos. 169 foot-pounds of energy. 450 feet per second, which is on par with many crossbows and compound bows. Okay. So, yes, it is very capable. I would like to add this to my collection. But, well, that remains to be seen. So let's get into pumps because we've discussed it. We'll do in stock only. And wait a minute. It's not showing everything. We'll get rid of that. We're going to do it this way. Go to Amazon because that's where most people are going to want to purchase it. PCP air pumps. And there is a wide variety of options. Don't worry about that's not one of them. But here's your hand pumps. Now you can get into these portable compressors, but I'm going to give you a little caveat. Some of these, even though they're not telling you, require water. Hey, Courtney, require a water cooling system. So try to stay away. This is water cooled, and this is also not very portable. Now, the hand pumps are very portable. You don't need nothing else other than your own muscles. This is similar to the one I want. This has an automatic shut off. The one I'm looking at is blue, which I don't know if it'll show it because it may be out of stock everywhere. It looks like it's out of stock. But there's a blue one of the same company that is a lot cheaper. There it is. $300 even. Why am I looking at this one? Well, it's both 112 and with the included little adapter right here, the little power supply, it's also 110. So this right here is 12 volt, means if grid is down, and most of us already have solar with at least one 12 volt battery. Shut up, phone. You now have a way to use a pressurized compressor to charge your air rifle for food gathering. This is one way to do it. Let me think of any drawbacks to this. None, other than you have to monitor. And if you're filling up an air rifle with a pump like this, you're going to want to monitor it anyway. So you're not just going to stick it in and walk away. You're going to sit there and watch it so you don't overfill your rifle. Now, most newer rifles will not explode if slightly overfilled. You just shoot them empty. In other words, dry shoot them. You fire it without pellets until you get down to your standard pressure. You know, if it says you're able to shoot it at 350 bar and you accidentally fill it to 370 for that first 20 bar PSI, you shoot it with no pellets. You just shoot the air out of it. That way you can get it down to an area where the barrel is capable of firing a rifle through or a pellet through it without causing damage. But this is right here, $300. There's a lot of good reviews on it. And of course, you'll have a bad lemon somewhere, everywhere. There's always one or two that you get bad. But, you know, 4.3 out of 5. There's a couple negatives down there. That happens to every product, virtually. But I've already got this on my list. This is something I do want to get eventually. So, channels. I'm going to suggest Maccabee Speed. This guy's been doing it for a minute. As you can see, he's got 1 or 2 subscribers here or more. I ran into the guy that owns this website over there at Maccabee Speed. So check out Survival AirGuns. You know, sign up, or not sign up, but go over here and read the blog so you can get all this information. Watch the videos here so you can get a better idea. But I ran into him, the owner of that, here on Maccabee Speed. This guy does a lot of videos. Matter of fact, he's live right now. No, you can't. No, stay here. Stay here. Please stay here. Thank you. Anywho, he goes through a lot of testing. He tests different rifles. He tests different pellets. He is actually going to be powder coating soon. So if you want to get a very stable, accurate, and something you can see flying down range, so you can, as you're doing your practice, you can actually track where the stuff's hitting with the proper lighting. Powder coating is one way to do it. Plus, it eliminates the fouling of the barrel by lead. Powder coating acts more like a lubricant than anything else, contrary to what some people want to spout. It's just science can't be beat. Powder coating works more like a lubricant. So go check out Maccabee Speed. I do believe I put a link for him below. Now, I don't think maybe I didn't. You know what? I'll just grab that and copy and throw it down here now so you can all go back and get it later. There you go. Now, every one of us likes a little bit of comedy in what we watch. I mean, we want to see something that's not. This guy here, he's from across the pond, shall we say, or the really big pond, depending on which direction you're going. And I like the way he puts a little bit of comic relief into what he does. He's Russian. Don't let that stop you from watching it. He's pretty good. He does things that some people here in America won't do as far as testing. And he does it with enough comedic flair to make it interesting. He's not goofy about it, but there's enough comedic flair to make it interesting. So go check him out. I think he's fun to watch. And of course, that's this one. Now I'll open it up to questions. And now you can look at us. Hello. Didn't mean to scare everybody. So we got any questions out there that we can attempt to answer? Mind you, we're not all knowing, but we have the internet available here. We can go search it real fast. Hey, Gil.
I don't see anybody raising their hands out there.
Me neither. Got 11 people out there, which means there's at least 6 feet in between each of them. So we're all doing our safe distancing.
Yep.
Pooey. We'll leave that video for another day. So come on, folks. There's got to be at least one question out there. Come on, just one. Just start it off.
If you want to
Somebody be
see
brave and answer. Go ahead.
pest control, there's a pest control channel that uses what Dave says, these air rifles, and you got to see what it does to rats.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've mentioned in the past a channel called AirGuns Leshy. Probably should have pulled that up.
Yeah.
But it's not for the squeamish. I mean, you don't see any blood or guts, but he just shows it how it is. He has a severe pesting problem where he lives. And we're talking everything from chipmunks that like to burrow into his house to squirrels that tear up his woodwork to skunks, possums, raccoons.
That's a great site. You have to check it out. Go ahead.
There's a couple of good ones there from across the pond there in jolly old England that go out and because they have a big problem with the rats and the hedgehogs digging in the banks for the canals and stuff. And so he goes out there and that's what his livelihood is exterminating these pests that are destroying the levees and stuff. And yeah, that's what that's what his video shows, him out there working.
Yeah, we also have people down in Florida right now. What's that?
I was looking at something here, and AEA that makes the Zeus is a Chinese company, and they have on their 82 caliber, they have claims of 1,500 foot-pounds energy going out there, which is just two foot-pounds less than the AK-47. But yeah, so I mean, I think so. They'll also do customized calibers. So if you wanted something, if you want a 72 caliber or the 76 caliber or 68 or whatever, they'll do it.
Hey, Fish.
Hi, Carol. Also in Carol's area, they use air guns like Dave's to kill these foreign invaders. No, not
iguanas.
Them. Yep, out of the trees. Because
There's about 12 different channels down in southern Florida. About 12 different channels that all they do is go out pesting iguana.
Yep. Because they used to use it with a 12 gauge 410, and people got kind of spooked when you shot into a tree with a 410. So they all switched to what's
they're kind of loud.
Got. Yeah.
And now I'm going to tell you, an iguana skull, for as small as that animal is pretty darn solid. Okay, it's more solid than a 1/2-inch pine board. Okay,
that's why they use Dave's type of gun, so it gets through those skulls. Because
most of them are using at the very minimum a 30 cal,
right?
.30. A few are getting away with the 25s, but they're not shooting out to a long distance mainly for safety reasons.
Because you don't want
you don't want a stray pellet or slug rifling off into somebody's house,
right? And also, you don't want a wounded iguana jumping into your face.
No, those claws are pretty damaging.
Oh yeah, and
it's like death by 1,000 razor cuts.
Yeah.
Aw, they missed you, Gil.
I'm looking at it. Well, I'll see why it says, miss on lately. Well, I popped in there last night for a little bit. I didn't have a webcam at the time. So.
Yeah, he's down in California, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot some things. So.
And see, the nice thing is, for those living on the West Coast, that right there is perfectly legal. Which means Al can have one, Gil can have one. There's no license required for it. You just have to have the pump. And you go out and play.
Yeah. Okay. Because Uncle Al can't get a harpoon gun anymore.
Yeah, YouTube's screwing up here with my timing of my going live.
What, they put you at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, but I checked everything else. I mean, StreamYard says, nope, it has a different time on it. So
That's all right.
yeah, go in here.
Well, Carol, his monitor's way up there on the roof.
Yeah, he's got to learn how to adjust his elevation and windage there. That's all.
Eating sunflower seeds, Courtney says. Now, anybody wants the historical aspect of AirGun? I can answer that. Or you want...
Go for it.
Okay. Now, air guns were used in the Napoleonic War and earlier. There was unconfirmed reports of air guns in the American Revolution, but it wasn't verified. But around the early 1800s, when Napoleon was around, Napoleon offered a million franc award to kill any Austrian snipers were using that because their rate of fire was equal to our modern weapons. Because a poor French soldier with the musket and he got like 5 shots in his chest and there's no sound, and and they throw big bullets, not little tiny bullets, big lead bullets that were patched.
Yep. Minet balls.
Yeah.
Which were 68 and 72 caliber.
Mm-hmm. So you can imagine this poor French soldier is trying to load his musket and he's getting hit like 5 to 6 times.
Okay, let me give you a demonstration. I got to be careful because I don't want to pop one of these. Or you guys will see somebody coughing and gagging for about an hour.
Yeah.
So the little black one is a 50 cal. Okay. That red one is a 68 cal. The red one is also a pepper ball. It's tear gas. It is strictly home defense. I don't have the weapon that I need for this yet, but I will be getting it soon. At least that's what I'm told. So, yeah, that's a 50 cal, which a lot of the French used.
Mm-hmm.
That 60 cal is what they were getting hit with. Which do you want to get hit with first? Personally, me neither, but
the feather.
And Mrs. Correct. During, because I think Jefferson was in France and saw the effects of the air guns, he had Lewis and Clark carry one. One second, I got to adjust something. Whoops. That's the wrong one.
You are right on that, Fishes. Down in Florida, if you're out pesting, they do require you to be a great shot. Animals cannot suffer.
I'm back.
Now, see, if you got a little teeny pellet gun that's spring powered or the old pump type, getting one of these would make it even more effective.
Yep.
The thing with these is these produce more power. Excuse me. And there is a greater chance of pass through. So you have to be very careful of your backstop. 1 second.
You don't want to hit the iguana and hit Uncle Billy Bob bending over for a beer.
Oh, come on. Billy Bob could use an extra hole in his butt. Did I say that out loud? I thought my mic was still muted. Darn it.
No, but Dave mentioned about the sound decibel from an air gun.
Well, let me rephrase that. From this CO2 powered one, And yo, YouTube, this is not a firearm. Okay, it's not. That being said, you actually hear the action moving more than you hear the power of it being pushed out. Okay, so all you hear is a tink from the action working.
Right.
Out of that one, with its built-in moderator, because that's what they're called on these, is moderators. They moderate the sound.
Sound.
I actually can hear the target being hit over that being fired. It's that quiet. And I've got something coming, like I said in my most recent video on it. I've got something that's going to make it even quieter, which means I'll be able to sit at the back door and shoot out the backyard, and all the neighbors are going to hear is tink with the pellet hitting the metal plate inside my target. They're not going to hear what's causing it. And they also make even better suppressors, like the one from Donnie FL, that'll make it even quieter.
Now,
So,
another question was that on when you're shooting the arrows, if you shoot it, will it still make a sound, or just the sound of the arrow leaving the barrel?
You'll hear a, but it's not that loud, unless, of
Okay.
course, you start getting into the Seneca. And there's a Seneca that is a 50 cal. It shoots 50 cal round balls or slugs, and it also shoots arrows. That one is fairly loud because there's no way to moderate that because you're shooting an arrow. You can't put a suppressor on the end of it.
Right. And then another question in my notes was, can you use the arrow gun for fishing? Like you're going like bow fishing, can you use it for?
Not out of a PCP, for the simple fact there's no way to attach a string or thread line reliably to it for most of them. Now, there is a couple that you can with minor modifications, one of which being the Umarex, with the way because it slides over a tube. It actually isn't pushed into the barrel like on the Seneca. The Umarex, they have a CO2 powered one as well as a PCP powered one. Both of those, the way the shroud is designed around it, you could, if you can attach a fishing line, mount a cable to it, then you could use that for fishing. Yes. It just takes a little bit of creative thinking and engineering on your part, and you can do it no problem. Anonymous American, good evening. Hey, if you would
Hi,
like to
Anonymous.
come up here, Anonymous, and offer your information, I will throw a link into the chat for you. We got a few minutes yet.
Yep. And I have to get off. Sorry. Somebody talked to me earlier, and I have to check on a problem. So I'll catch you later, Dave.
All
I'll
right.
see you, Gil, in a few minutes after I solve this problem.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, some of the, depending on the rifle you're using, if you're using the arrows that are for that one, they can be ultra expensive. But the problem, that one of the reasons they're extremely expensive is there's not that much call for them. So it goes back to a typical supply and demand type thing. There's not a lot of demand for it, so they're not making it. Now, if demand goes up and they start having to produce more, all right, no problem. If they have to start producing more, then the prices will start to slowly come down. Mitz, I would say, and let me see if I can find it real quick. I would say for the CO2 powered one, you would be able to. Let me see if I can find it. That's the Air Saber. Oh.
I'm not sure how much pressure they put in scuba tanks.
What's that?
Mitt Waters was asking if we know a good way to fill fill a 5,000 psi tank. I know that I know scuba tanks have a lot of pressure in them, but I'm not sure how much.
It takes for a 5,000 psi tank, which is a large tank. We're talking several liters, many liters. You have to have a specialized pump that more than likely will need to be water cooled unless you spend about $6,000 on it. I can't think of the name right now, but there's a couple that are American, they're American sold primarily, that will fill them. It's going to take them a while. Yep. Fire departments, if you're decent with your local fire department, they can fill them. I am going to check with my local fire department here to see if they will fill tanks. If they will, I'm going to look at picking up a tank. But a decent tank, which you want a fiberglass one that is made recently, they're not cheap. The one tank I was looking at, just because I was happened to be looking, ran across it, is $360. You can buy smaller aluminum ones, which are just fine. They don't hold as much air, but for something what I've got, this little guy right here, it only goes to 200 bar fill. I can get away with, a 1 liter tank and get several fills out of it. So let me share this real quick. And bring that to the stream. This is $169. It is the Umerix Air Javelin. It's a little tiny thing. It shoots bolts. And come on. Right there. As you can see, it slides over this tube. It's not in an actual barrel. This is just a shroud to protect this tube. So with a little bit of finagling, and seeing as how this uses CO2 instead of compressed air, which CO2 is compressed air, but not like its big brother, the Air Saber. This one you could probably hook a string to it and use this as a fishing line. Because, let me see, I don't think it shows one with the arrow sticking out of it. I'm not going to click on their video. But it's 34 foot-pounds energy at 300 feet per second. You get about 27 shots out of 188 gram CO2 cartridge, which is the large ones. Not the little teeny ones like I got here. This is a larger one. And come on, scroll down at the bottom somewhere. Right there, 90 gram CO2 cartridges. And they're not too bad expensive. And considering the number of shots you get out of it, it's relatively decent. Howie's leaving. Good night, Howie. Be safe, brother. So, I mean, that's not bad. And a 6-pack of arrows is only $36. I know, only, right? So this, if you're living in an area where rodentia, as in raggets and other food types possible, this would be great if you're sitting up in a tree, or if a deer's close enough. This is still strong enough to take down a deer. As with any hunting, though, shot placement is key. All right. You can't just go willy-nilly and hope and pray for the best. Be well practiced with whatever you're going to use for food gathering, whatever. Because if you're not, then there's a good chance you aren't going to kill it when you hit it, and it's going to run off and somebody else is going to have your food. This is a decent option. This is the little brother to, that's the Hatsan. That one's really nice. It's not showing it, but Umerix also makes the Air Saber. It's not showing it on here. Air Venturi also makes one. There's a Seneca double shot, which also does. And this has a bigger tank, the scuba styles tank. Yeah, that's the 50 cal. So if you got $1,500 you just want to throw around, there you go. It shoots 50 cal slugs. True, Anonymous. True. Let me bring that up in case anybody misses it. So, I mean, arrows are definitely another option. I wouldn't do this. It's just, nah, not fast enough. But those are options.
All right, Dave, I'm going to head over and get mine set up.
All right.
I did find out that scuba shops fill to 4,500 psi only. They don't
What's
go
that?
5,000. Scuba shops.
Well, right.
45.
Most tanks don't go above 4,500 anyway.
Yeah.
There are very few that go above 4,500, and they're not for civilian use anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the here and that.
All righty. I'll see everybody over there. I put the link in the chat there to mine, which starts in 8 minutes. And We'll see you over there.
Well, we don't want to see that there, fishes. We don't want to see areas vaporized. But if you're looking to get into PCP, pre-charged pneumatics, go check out, like I said, Maccabee Speed. He's got a lot of great information on his channel. Anonymous has information as well. I have information. Cool. So, yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, the pepperball gun tank is an aluminum one, and those are just as fine, and you don't have to worry about expiration dates like you do on fiberglass tanks. They usually hold up and stand up a lot longer. You can get standard paintball tanks as well. Just have to have the proper fill equipment. So hit me up or hit any of the other places I've suggested to hit up for information. Believe it or not, there is a boatload ton of information on YouTube on PCP air rifles from AEAO. He does a lot of information on reviews. Maccabee Speed. There's just so many, I can't even remember them all the names now, but there's a ton of information out here on the internet, especially in reviews, different rifles, different calibers. They do everything from ballistic gel tests to actual pesting. So if you want more information, don't hesitate to look some of it up. If you have questions, hit me up or one of the other people I've recommended. And with the pump options that are available, you can go hand pump like I've got over on the wall. It's a 4-stage. It's a little bit faster than a 3-stage. 3-stage pump on that from 0 to 200 bar is about 220 pumps. With the 4-stage, it's 140. So, I mean, there's a difference in the number of pumps you get. Now, I'm going to warn you, if you get a 4 or 5-stage pump, them last 25, 30 pumps, you're going to be working, giving yourself a good workout. It's going to use your muscles. It's not like an old air bike pump where you can just sit there and kind of tap it up and down and get your pressure up. These take work. That's why I'm looking at the 12-volt 110 option. So if grid goes down, all I got to do is hook it to a car battery, which I've got hooked to a solar panel. I've got power to take and charge my pre-charged pneumatic and go out and get food. Now, they're not quiet. But if I need quiet, then I've still got my hand pump right here where I can pump it up the day before I go. And I've got 40, 50 shots out of that right there that I can take and go hunting with. Now, I'm not that bad of a shot. So preferably, I'm only going to have to use 10 or 15 to get enough food to last for several days. Provided, I can't find anything bigger. If I can find something bigger, then 1 or 2 shots. And that's another thing. If you get the proper equipment, you can actually cast your own pellets or slugs if you got a swedge, which is an entirely different topic for an entirely different live stream. If you guys want more information on doing casting of pellets and stuff, even though I don't have the information now and I don't have the equipment, I can go do some information digging and get us. Getting lead poisoning is going to be a little bit hard. It's possible, but kind of hard with what he's doing. It takes a lot. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day. Got up at 6 o'clock this morning. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down, folks. I appreciate y'all stopping by and visitating for a little bit. It's time to head over to Gills. So go ahead and we'll log this one off. You guys enjoy your day, evening. Go get something to drink. And we will, hold on. Yeah. I'll see what I can dig up, Mitts. If you're not going to jump over to Gills, we'll catch you next time. So, yeah, head over to Gills after you get yourself something to drink. And if you need to, visit the potty room. Till next time, be safe, y'all. God